Our planet is our home, and she needs healing. This is the time to act to prove that we care. Let us come together as one consciousness and bring up in our hearts the most beautiful and most powerful feeling known to humanity, the emotion of love. Together we can revive our beautiful blue planet, ensuring that she thrives for future generations. By collectively connecting with universal love, we can rise our own and the planet's vibration and aid in its healing. Join the 1 Million Meditators global movement today. Welcome everybody, and thank you for joining us here today on 1 Million Meditators. I am so excited to be joined by a very special guest, Teresa Warren. Welcome. It is such an honor to have you here today. I'm just going to take a moment. I'm going to introduce Teresa. She is the co-host of Spirit Sessions, A View of the Light, an Akashic Records practitioner, a life coach, a law of attraction mentor, and she is just such a beautiful soul. So I'm so glad that she's gifting us with her presence here today. Thank you.
Thank you, Tara. I'm so excited to be a part of your beautiful project that you have going.
Well, I'm so excited too. And we thought it might be a little fun to start the day off with a card pull because, you know, this is one of Teresa's just magical things that she does, and she is just brilliant at it. So I'm going to give you the floor and just let you call in whatever feels, you're guided to right now.
Okay, I brought another deck for live pulls in case we do that, but what I pulled beforehand when I was calling in my team, my support team, my angels and all that, and then I invite in the collective of who's going to be watching the show. Come on in and all that. And then I pulled 4 cards. And the first one is from Kyle Gray's Gateway of Light Activation, which so many of us are falling in love with. And there were some words here, that touched my heart, and I want to read them to you. Here's what the card looks like. See, this is a tree. This tree leads to the inner earth, deep within our mother, where we can find unconditional love, unconditional acceptance and stuff. So here's thinking of everything we've been going through one way or another. We've all been going through a lot. And now listen to these words with your heart now. You are becoming fully aware of what you need in order to feel safe and fulfilled on planet Earth. I mean, are we not? We're seeing what we don't want. So we are coming through hard with what we do want to put together, right? Know that it is part of the divine plan for you to be incarnated upon this planet now. And although at times you may have felt unstable or that you have lost your way, you have been building up momentum to be where you are today. So everything that we continue to go through, everything is adding to our experience. Everything is also tying in to our past mastered skills and past lives. This is all coming forward for us to use in the now. And sometimes it takes something that triggers us to pull it through, but then we have it. Always when we know what we don't want, then we can focus on what we do want. And so I thought that was such a lovely card for today and our times that we're in. What do you think, Tara?
I think it's beautiful. I love it. And Nancy says, wow, this is so point on, and that Teresa gives wonderful meditations and more. Thank you for
Nancy.
that. That was just such a lovely vibration to open up with.
I loved it. When I first read it, it just touched my heart and my solar plexus. I just felt like, I felt that love coming through. So I thought it'd be perfect.
Yeah, it was. It was. So I would love to ask you, Teresa, a little bit about meditation and, how it came into your life. Do you have a particular first experience that you recall?
I do, and this one's going way, 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 way back, maybe to the 90s. Okay, I was in a group for mentally ill people trying not to be drug addicts, right? Because the medication, the self-medicating, and all that. So here we are in a group. There's two co-facilitators. One of them was gone for that week, so the other one said, I want to do something special with you guys. We're going to do a visualization. Now, I didn't know the difference. Is a visualization the same as a meditation? Well, they are. And it's also the same self-hypnosis because of how you're reinforcing yourself. She didn't tell us all that. She goes, let's just do this fun little thing. And so she took us into a forest, into a clearing where some animal was going to come to us. So I knew the other people in the group, and I'm over here thinking, oh my God, I want something cool. I want a deer or a kitty or a horse. I got to have something so cool. The other people got those things. What I got was a beaver. What do you do with the beaver? I had no idea back then. Now I know. But the beaver came through and he had a little work hat on. He had a utility belt with tools. And he told me that he's looking forward to working with me one day. It's like, so that's what they're about. They're really about creativity, finding ways around things, through things, because of all that they do and all that they build and stuff. And so that was actually my first meditation because that did wake me up to more and I wanted to find more. So I started looking for books. I started listening to tapes. This is back before internet, I guess. At least I didn't have it. So I had to start seeking out things to go into this deeper, but we couldn't do it in that group. That was only a special for that day while the other lady was gone. So that was my first experience.
I love that. That's so fun. And I love how you say back before, the internet was around because it's kind of interesting how, meditation finds people. And, it's really only kind of this last 10, 15 years, this information's really been starting to be more aware, come out, the research there. And so that's all we kind of had before was whether it was books, mentors, master teachers that pass down, these teachings that have been around for thousands and thousands of years, depending on what ones you're looking at. So it's really quite fascinating, and I know that you've been in this for such a long time. So I just love that you have all this wisdom and knowledge that you could bring and share. And you are so wonderful at tapping into this divine connection that we all have, whatever we want to call it. How did that really come about for you? Yeah.
Okay,
Was it?
so my question as I'm listening to you is like, who knew? Who really knew I could do all this stuff? Because it's exciting. I am a more recent one. I've had my full awakening finished by 2012. So I consider like 2013 as me starting to understand more and starting to integrate it and starting to feel that, hey, maybe I do have a part in this. So my awakening kept coming and coming. And then by then I finally had the internet and I was watching people who were explaining that a lot of times what they call mental illness is actually being an empath. And all I needed to do was learn to manage my energy. And so that's what started leading me and looking in more into that. So that's why meditation manages my energy. Qigong does, yoga, all these fun things that I have to do every day or else, I go all over. And then at last, I ran into Emily Harrison. And she's the one who taught me to open up and read the Akashic Records, which I never considered me to be anything psychic, right? That was against my family religion. And all of a sudden, it's like, oh my God, I got to know how to read those records. And so she taught me how to open the records. And from then, it's like the other people in my class who are also on spirit sessions with A View of the Light with me is Rhonda was in that class. Rhonda Elliott and Bex Marie was in that class, and so many of my friends. they all like, oh my God, I'm intimidated. Look at you guys. Oh, they're talking to angels. They know what angels to call on. I still didn't know if you had to be a certain religion to talk to angels or what. So it's through the support group, my tribe that I met through Emily, that I got to see and open up to everything. And that's the way it is now. Sometimes I don't even think about certain kind of energies, and somebody will ask me a question. Well, what does a dragon smell like, or something, you know what I mean? And then I have to sit there and, oh wow, I can sense that. Okay. And then I describe it. So my God, life is so exciting. I'm glad I made it this far.
I know it's such an adventure. And yes, shout out to Emily Harrison. She is a lovely person and she is so gifted. Yeah. And actually, for those watching, we did do an episode with Emily a while back, so you could go and check it out. But yeah, it's absolutely amazing. And I love how you mentioned, Teresa, finding your tribe and connecting with your people, and just how powerful that really can be, especially when we're talking about energy and these energetic fields. So I would love for you to share a little bit more about that. What was your experience like once you started, connecting with other beautiful souls and in meditating together? What was that like for you with that collective energy experience?
I'm feeling the chills now. So I'm getting a lot of answers coming in. When I first started understanding what it was really like to have a tribe and to have sisters, as I call them, sistars, SISTARS, sisters, what I started realizing, it was also at the same time that my fleshly sisters had to depart from me, because it's like I'm pulling cards and they're going, woo, no way, we don't want none of that in our lives. And so it's like, wait a minute, I'm being rejected by my family, but look at the acceptance that I find here. And that acceptance held space for me to find acceptance to myself. And that's an ongoing onion, peeling and peeling, but acceptance of myself, because these others have experiences. They understand me. This is who I am. I'm part of this family. And that was, oh my God, priceless is what it was.
Yeah, absolutely right. It's so amazing when you connect with like-minded souls that kind of just get your language, they get the lingo. It's fun. It's fun knowing that kind of law of attraction piece there. And I'd love if you share like a little bit about that with us, because I know that's an area that, you help others facilitate in and experiencing the law of attraction. And, could you tell us a little bit about that? Elaborate a little bit on from your experience.
There's a thing about that law of attraction. I've studied it. I know it up and down and backward and forward, but it's been deeper for me. I've had to go deeper, and I've had to go into past lives and dig up things about things that I blocked myself with, hundreds and thousands of years and years ago, from family situations that I've blocked myself from. So now, as I try to achieve the law of attraction in my life myself, I get to go through and visit these things and bring much healing to them. So this is so exciting to me. And when I go into the Akashic Records and I take others there, that's what I like to find. I like to find, where did these blockages start? Some blockages started when we were children, and that makes sense. But some of them go way back, things that we've been hanging on to. It's like, no more. This is the lifetime. We are dropping all that stuff off and leaving it behind. We're done with that. We're ready to step into so much more of our true spirit selves. And that's what I like to dig in and do for myself. And I do it the hard way. I mean, I have to dig in. And that helps me be ready to take others on their journeys, which are so expansive. It's amazing, Tara. I know you know what I mean. It's so amazing.
Yeah, it is. It is absolutely amazing, and you're right. The work, the inner work, all that. It's not necessarily easy. It sounds easy when we say it. We're like, oh, hey, law of attraction, but there really is a lot that goes into it, and a lot of even just processing and recognizing of emotions and experiences. As you were saying, from our past, and perhaps even into past lives that have been brought forward at this time. So, yeah.
And at the same time, while we can dig up blockages, we've also stored up for ourselves things that we've mastered. And I'm not necessarily talking about the piano and stuff, although that, some kids are famous, right, and get that going. Okay, that too. But for me, what excites me is finding our spiritual things, trainings I've had with Isis, trainings I've had with Kuan Yin. I mean, there's been so much journeys that we've had, and all of that is stored in our past lives to help us now. And it's so exciting that it's like a toolkit. Wow, what have I got in here? And then we get to go through when we're opening up your Akashic Records, we get to go through and look, did you know you could do this? You can communicate with birds, or you know what I mean? There's just so many tools and things, and they come from the ancestors that I'm talking about, earthly ancestors, and I'm talking about the star families. All this information is stored in there for us to use now. We didn't use it. So like one hand it's clearing blockages, and on one hand it's, ooh, what's in there?
The infinite possibilities, right? Like
Yes.
the absolute, that whole, that field that we forget that we can totally tap into.
I know
Like it's
what?
right there.
Yes. Yes, I
Yeah.
love it. Tapping into, listening to trees talk to you, listening to the fairies. Like I have a fairy that helps me get the makeup on. Okay, I mean, when I was younger, I did want to do creative and flamboyant things. Right now, I'm just like, oh God, just am I okay? Do I look okay for the show? But she comes in there. She's like, hey, take this line out a little farther. Hey, why don't you braid your hair and stuff? So there's really so much help. She's just an example with so much help in our lives all around us. But what do we have to do? We have to take the time to stop enough, get into our heart, and then we can hear these things. But when we're busy, that stuff goes aside. But here's all these treats all around us, just when we take the time to listen.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. So I would love to ask you, Teresa, would you take us through a little heart-opening guided experience for a few minutes for everybody?
I will. I will try to cut it down to a few minutes because sometimes these things go deep.
That's
But
okay. That's okay. We are all here.
I had pulled some other cards because meditation's a tool, EFT's a tool. All these things are tools. The cards are a tool, but they're all also play toys. So when your angels and guides are telling you need to play more, look at all the things we have. We got all these tools that we can have fun with. So I often pull cards either during a meditation, before, or right after. All of them each provide their different benefits. And so I pulled a couple of cards here that I want to go through. So first, let me take you back to the picture of inner earth. We are going to do a little bit of inner work here in just a few minutes. So, as always, let's do our 3 cleansing breaths to get us all in sync together. Inhale and exhale. Letting go of the day. Inhaling again. And one more, and you hold space for it to accrue more energy. So hold it, opening space, lighting up our funnel, and letting it go. And as you let it go, I want you to feel the subtle energies around you. Feel that your angels are here, your guides are here, your ancestors have stepped in, and they're taking us on a journey for our heart. So we're seeing ourselves at the base of this huge and beautiful and mighty tree. And you could feel its energy just standing here. You feel it, the air it gives us. You feel this ancient energy, and you see a doorway at the base of this tree that you can walk into with your guides, with your angels. You're never alone. So walk into this passageway that's leading us down and down and down into center of the earth, where we are sitting here now and tapping into this beautiful energy of Mother Earth. Feel her come to you. Feel her touch your heart. When she touches your heart, you feel all the acceptance and love that she's had for you in every lifetime. You feel that you have never walked a single step alone because she always knew of you. She has always supported you. So fill yourself up with this love. Oh, it brings in confidence. It brings in grounding because we're accepting of this. And so allow it to keep opening. Open your heart. Feel in more of this love. Can you feel this now as you're filling up with this love? And it's coming from Mother Earth. Can you feel your answer to it? Your answer is that you are the essence of love. See yourself in this light. See yourself the way angels look at you. They see your love. I want you to see your love. Feel it. Touch it. Bask in your radiance of love that you put out. And the more and more that you do this, the more and more that you sit in here, it helps you to come to clarity on other issues that are going on when you come back to your life. It helps you to ground your ideas and dreams that you have, which automatically opens you up for manifestation because you are here in the earth where all the roots go, where they all support and help and love each other. Feel this all around you. Wear it forever within you and without you. And I want you to thank Mother Earth. Thank her for her wisdom. Thank you for her endearing love for us so that we are here now to do our part. So we're going to step on up and up and up, following that trail back to the base of the tree. Now look at that tree with new eyes and you see it as the living being supporting you that it really is. And know that you can always come back to this tree whenever you need to go down and tap into that love, especially before making decisions or doing creative things. This is what's going to help you open to the deepest parts of your heart. And so we're going to come back now. And so let's take another deep breath to ground us all in. And exhale. And as you exhale, know that your intentions are coming through. All that you've wanted to ask for is coming through because you took that time. And so wiggle your fingers and your toes. And while you're coming back, I'm going to read an affirmation to you. It's for the new moon. We got, a few days. But it's about sovereign love. And for those into numbers, this is number 7, which is my favorite. I activate self-love and love for my highest self. The wisest part of me that is most deeply connected to Source and my ancestors. My intention is to engage a higher level of soul wisdom and become a living example of what it means to live in divine love and alignment. Ooh. And so come back. I think you're muted. I couldn't hear you.
Thank you so much. That was so beautiful.
Yeah, that was a good one for a quick one.
Well, Well, girl, you just have this ability to always kind of just take people, me too. I was there right into this beautiful zone and this experience. And I could just feel all the tingles and all the chills as you were guiding us through that. So thank you. I really appreciate that.
It,
And I'm sure
because
everybody else did.
because when you fill yourself up with love and you fill yourself up with the bliss, there's like a whole nother bliss bath that you could take. And when you're filled up with that much love and you're connected, because through your crown you're connected to all your sources, you're connected to the earth, you're in balance now. From that place, with the heart opening, and you look at all the things that are stressing you or triggering you or worrying you or waking you up at night, you place those things in that heart space and look at them again. And then there's so much more wisdom to glean. And then you begin to feel your own mastery coming through, because now you can deal with them differently than you would otherwise.
Mhm. Such lovely, lovely advice and tips that you're giving us. Oh my gosh, I just love it, Teresa. And I just want to say hello to everybody that has joined on. There's Nancy, Rhonda, Linda, Michelle. We've got people joining from Thailand. So of course, please pop in the comments, say hello, tell us where you are joining from. We always love to hear from you. And if you are catching this on the podcast after, please leave us a review if you can. We always appreciate it. And hashtag replay, so that we know that you were here. Such a wise woman. Yes, she is. She absolutely is. Teresa, you are just so absolutely wonderful. Can I ask you, if I was to give you a magic wand and you could do whatever you wanted with it, what would you do?
Okay, let me see. I have a wand here. This is my magic wand. So if I was holding this, what I would love to do more than anything is for the whole collective of mankind to clear and balance every chakra. And I do send this through the collective zones, but if we can open and clear our chakras, imagine going forth and facing the day in that kind of mode. Imagine dealing with all the things that are coming up in that kind of mood. When we go out there and deal with things from a stressy mood, we're not tapping into our truest source. But if our chakras are balanced, another thing, if I had a magic wand, I would make sure all the people could find the right crystals that they need. I would want to, how many wishes do I get here? Because I got a lot coming through.
You can keep going. It's a magic wand. So I mean, it's magical. It does anything.
And so I would like to bring in the deeper healing that we really need, the sensitive healing, I guess the ancestral healing that we need, because each of one of us that takes the time to go through and heal ourselves or heal each other, we're not only healing ourselves, but we're healing the collective. We're healing all the ancestors backward and forward. I mean, 1,000 million people with just one healing, really. You know what I mean? So I would want to get the healing started. I would like to open up all of our throat chakras. And then I would like us all to be in love with our highest vibrations of ourselves, so that we're eating higher vibrational foods, and so that we're engaging with each other in higher vibrational ways, because these are going to open more doorways that we need to open, and we're going to be so glad when we do. And I think openings, so healing and openings. No one hurts anyone unless they've already been hurt themselves, right? I can't remember how that quote goes. So if everyone is healed, then who's going to be hurting anyone anymore? So that's what I would like.
So beautiful. So beautiful. And I love that you mentioned crystals. Maybe you could share us a little bit about, what your experience has been like. But I know for me personally, I love bringing those into my magical workings and keeping them in my space, because they do hold a higher vibration. And it's just, something that you can do to increase the energy in your space. I mean, of course, you have to be mindful because they hold on to energy too. But would you just give us just tell us a little bit about crystals for those tuning in? It's not something that we've talked about a lot here.
those are also tools and toys, that they're here for us to play with, and we're here for them. It's a mutual involvement here. And our energy fluctuates all the time. And because of rocks being a more solid mass, they hold the vibrations, like you're saying, and they're known for certain vibrations that they're holding. And when you hold it too, and you have this within your toroidal field, you're able to sustain and hold that vibration as well. And so that's why they're fun. One fun thing I've started doing lately is because I've learned that we have a spirit committee, like board members that help us with all of our projects. So if we have angels, ascended masters, ancestors, and all these that come in, I want to know which one of my rocks or which bunches of them want to be in my board members with me. And so I took my pendulum and I started asking some of them, like yes or no questions. Yes, would you like to be part of my board members and stuff? And so I'm finding out which ones want to work with me. And some of the ones that don't, they're actually telling me other fun things that we can do. It's like, man, here's what I want to do with you. I want you to do this and that. And it's like, okay, I never thought of that. So it's like just asking these few questions has promoted so much more opening with them. And I have one rock now that's to represent me. And this is a Tibetan quartz, and it's got inclusions in it. So this one represents me. So when I put all my committee of rocks together and I'm sitting there, what am I going to do? How should we plan this project? I set the rocks up too, knowing that I'm listening to them and their voice. And for any of you else who do set up little committees for yourself, another important one to invite in is the part of you that doubts, the part of you that thinks you can't do it. Invite that part in, let them have a seat at your big round table. Listen to them. They may have some ideas to go deeper. Show them a crystal, hey. So it's always a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to play and experiment and use these tools that we have available to us, and stay joy and have some fun with it. That's all part of the experience. And for those that are watching, I just want to mention again that we do have our global meditation event coming up next month on, I believe it's April 22nd, 3rd, and 4th. It starts on Earth Day, and it's going to be super cool because we're combining with some monasteries in Thailand and Cambodia and some different places around the globe. And so we're going to be bringing in so much love and energy, and we're going to be streaming for 72 hours straight with the intention of I love myself and the planet. So Teresa, you're going to have to come join us if you're around that weekend and come meditate with us. We would love to absolutely have you here and bring your energy.
Powerful.
But yeah, it is going to create such an amazing ripple of energy. I just absolutely can't wait. It's going to be so magical. So yeah, stay tuned for the details. It'll be coming up. Yeah.
Beautiful work. I'm so excited.
Yeah, it is really exciting. Teresa, it has just been so wonderful having you here today, sharing your energy. Before you go, is there anything you want to leave us with? Do you want to pull one more card? Maybe,
Okay.
Whatever feels good for you. But
I brought it down. And this is for a live card pull, which means I have to read the book. And that's okay, because doing that, I found out that I have another very sacred tool, which is my glasses. So the card coming through for us today, the whole collective of all of us, what do we need to hear? Okay, let me show you where I put the book. This is what happens when you have a whole bunch of decks. Here's what it is. Star Temple Oracle by Susie Cherub. And this is what it looks like. It's like reaching out to the muses and learning the different aspects of the muses. So we got Asterope, card 34, which is a 7. Remember the other card we pulled today was a 7, so we got 7s coming through, which is my life path number. This is about the visionary. The theme of it is awake, in her affirmation, with an intuitive perspective, I see the bigger picture. I think we really need that too, as we're pulling in and we're getting bombarded with one thing after another. You need to pull out again and get that balance. So the words are aware, revelation, and expansion. You are the visionary, awake to your intuitive perception. You have the power and potential to see the higher perspective. Astaropi guides you to step into your intuitive light with love and insight for self-awareness and expansion. This is because this is our tool, our toy. This is what we can play with whenever we are going through anything, no matter how abrupt it is coming up into your life, no matter where you are. You have a team that you can call on. And how do you get in touch with them? Through your intuition. So this is why she's helping us to do that. She says you have the gift of inner vision and intuitive foresight. With this power, you look forward and can see your goals materializing in front of your very eyes. Dream extravagantly, as your vision will manifest with courageous intent. All of us on this earth, if we are dreaming our biggest dream of bringing peace on this earth, bringing higher energies so that our souls can evolve to where where we're going next, let's do it. And let's add in that we want to do it smoothlier than we've been doing it recently. Because sure, it's fine to learn through tragedy, but it's also fun to learn through enlightenment. So let's bring in and dream of a smoother path as we all come to higher and higher awareness. What do you think?
I love it. I absolutely love it. And for those watching too, I just want to remind you, I mentioned at the beginning, but Teresa is the co-host of a show. I believe it's on Sundays. Is that right, Teresa?
Yes, Sundays at 12 noon. Our fifth year. Me, Rhonda, and Bex, we've been at it. And we've never missed a weekend because with 3 of us there, somebody's always there. So we've never missed a weekend in 5 years.
Absolutely amazing. So you guys will have to tune into that, check it out. The work that Teresa does in this world is just absolutely amazing. She's such a beautiful soul. And it's been such an honor to have you today and share all of this. It's beautiful.
Big hugs. I had so much fun with you today.
I know, big virtual hugs. And it's been such a long time since I've gotten to be in your space this close up. So I love it. And thank you guys for joining in. Again, if you're catching this on the replay, please hashtag replay. Stay tuned for our upcoming global event, and we will be back again next week. Thank you. And bye for now.
Namaste.
Thank you, Teresa.
Thank you.
Namaste.